Hello, everybody out there, and welcome back again. Another DPC Daily. This time, talking with this lovely person right over here to my side. You can't really see it that well, but I'm pointing at him. The one and only Francis Lee Flea. How you doing, sir?
Hi, good. I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. I'm I'm
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to this because you're like you're. I want to say that you sort of feel to me like um part of me wants to say like the James Bond of North American Dota 2 in a way, where like you just show up and like you sort of go undercover and then suddenly you have like a breakout and you like kill a bunch of people and you have this like amazing game and everybody's talking about you for a little bit and then you go back undercover again. I don't know what exactly is going on with you, but you're a special character in the North American Dota scene. How have you how have you been doing this season? How have you been doing this year?
Um, this year's kind of 50-50,
Yeah.
kind of, winning, losing, staying in upper division. Yeah, we're in the bottom part of upper division for now.
Mhm.
Hopefully, change the next season two, whatever the next season.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, right? Because you talking about that. I mean, we'll go right into it right here. The Dota Pro Circuit NADPC. Later on, we'll talk a little bit about your experience all throughout NA and what's that's looked like. But at least for now, you started the year playing with Team Black and Yellow. It was you, Yamsun, Ryoya, Zero, and Jubei. And it felt like yours was one of the teams that kind of grew throughout the season, but also had some issues every now and then. What was that team like for you?
It was really great. We had fun. We didn't scream that much. We were just like playing pubs every day. Uh, we were like focused on individual rather than the team,
Mm-hmm.
because we were working towards everyone and ourselves. And yeah, towards the end of the DPC, we created time chemistry, synergy in each and everyone. We were on like almost the same page. We beat Sad Boys 2-0, and we were in tiebreaker. Yeah,
That
that's pretty much it.
that gyrocopter pick keeps coming back to me from that one from that series.
Hmm.
But you guys also absolutely killed it, and I think that there's like something to be said that people look at that series and are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that they drafted that way" or something like that against Sad Boys. But y'all actually killed it. You had a really good draft built together around this Timbersaw pick. I think it was. Were you playing Rubik both games? Is that
Yeah,
right?
I was playing Rubik both games.
Is that just like I feel like that hero is so fun right now. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, and I mean, we had a preparation right before our game,
Hmm.
so like we just pick Rubik to block pick the other team, black pick snaking or whatever, picking Miranda, and then we just pick Rubik
Yeah.
because Rubik is killing his Miranda.
And that was really the series that brought you guys back into it too, because
Mm-hmm.
just before that you had ended up losing to five man Midas or not five man Midas to
A
A
team.
team before. What was that one like?
I mean, we were like we were kind of like you know, half giving up and half motivated, like oh, we did something, and it was like yeah, let's just keep playing and try to win, and we won, and yeah. That happened. The tiebreaker happened after that.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. And obviously during that tiebreakers, you were able to take down a team. Sad Boys did beat you, so after the 2-0 that you were able
Uh,
to lay out to them, it felt like they made some adjustments. It felt like both teams kind of made adjustments throughout the course of prepping for those tiebreakers.
hmm
Did you did you feel like, because I know that at multiple points during the NADPC there were some like questions about who was going to be leading the team, what was going on there. It felt like Black and Yellow was sort of this like weird
Question mark.
yeah, like what the hell's going on. That's what it
hmm
felt like was going. Did it feel like that inside the team?
I mean, we didn't have expectation to be honest. Like we
Okay.
talked about it before we started. It's like, no, let's just play. We're in upper division right now. We played close calls. We won, and then we went to upper division. I was like, yeah, let's just play. That's it. We were supposed to actually try harder in the second season rather
Mm.
than the first season, and yeah, we broke up.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that and what the situation was?
Oh,
What
there's literally nothing special, no drama, no bloods, whatever. It was just like Eric or Rayoya went back to his team to I forget what was his team name before with EE, and
let me double check it real quickly for you.
it was Zero, Team Zero.
Right.
Yeah, he went back to reunite with his old team, Snaking Moo, and then I left because Rayoya left.
Mm.
I was only playing for Black Layer because of Rayoya, and yeah, I left after that because I had no one to play with anymore.
What was it about Raya that made you want to play with him?
Oh, we're just like old teammates. We know each other. We have synergy.
Mm-hmm.
We play like maybe like at least 5 teams
Yeah.
in the past. Me and him together.
It's interesting the way that that works because a lot of times when people talk about teams being built, it's like one or two people that will be stuck together as pairs or
Mm.
something. And I guess that uh, it, it feels interesting to me that like you would develop that chemistry and have that chemistry built. Did it ever feel like it was tough to break through and have that chemistry with some of the other members of your team, or was it just you weren't together long enough, or what was it really?
Yeah, it was just probably not long enough together with each and everyone. Yamsun is it's my first time playing with Yamsun. It's probably my third, fourth time playing with Juve. We played in back in Team Freedom days,
Right.
the first Team Freedom iteration. Zero, me and Zero are like casual friends. We talk about K-pop and stuff.
Nice.
We play in pubs basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
K-pop, a big K-pop fan.
Uh, kinda. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't listened to much of it, but I know it's like it's a thing that people love.
It's booming now. Yeah, it's booming now.
So you're like the hipster K-pop fan. You knew about it, and you're like, everybody's gonna figure it out in a couple of years. They're gonna realize this is the shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of the OG, and I'm
Yeah.
a guy as well. So like, there's like a various small amount of guys that actually like K-pop,
Okay.
specifically like Western.
Yeah. That's awesome. I like that a lot. Well, now you're
Yeah.
going to be joining in with a different team. So the thing I found so interesting about this was that it's like you play so hard to stay in the upper division, then you just switch teams anyways. But you're switching a
Mhm.
team that's going into the upper
Upper
division. So
division. Uh-huh.
simply too based. What's the story there? Why simply too based?
Oh, I mean, it was just like Monkeys and uh Danny and
Mm-hmm.
Annihilate. Uh, they were my previous teammates. Danny from Demon Slayer, from the DreamHack run we had,
Mm-hmm.
and then Jaren or Monkeys from VGJ. We played together, and we're just we're all cool. We're friends.
So that's something that it feels like is somewhat important to you as far as like who you're going to play with is people that you've developed a relationship with and are friendly with. How is that like? Because a lot of times people just want like the best player, but for you it sounds like you're more interested in that chemistry.
Yeah. Maybe it's just my upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I grew up in the Philippines, and hospitality is our like number one trait.
Right.
Like I don't know if you met any Filipinos, but we're literally like very nice to random strangers or like to any friends. Like we value friendship like so high.
Mm.
Like it's just our number one priority. Being friendly to each other, being friendly to anyone.
It's a part of that culture that you've sort of
Yeah.
developed.
Uh huh.
Um,
It's
how long were you there? How long did you grow up in the Philippines for before you made your move?
I moved here like 8 years ago.
Okay. And how old are you right now?
S- I am 24.
24. I was trying to find it online. I couldn't find it. So you moved here when you were
Uh,
16 years old.
mm-hmm.
That must have been
No,
pretty tough.
17, I think.
17? Okay.
I'm
Was
not sure. I'm not sure. That was 8 years ago. That was 8 years ago. I remember.
how was that tough for you?
Moving here wasn't that tough. It's just like you have no friends
Right.
basically, and I was a natural gamer, so like I'll find friends online.
Yeah. Well,
But
and
yeah, it's like my family basically started from scratch. Like we literally had nothing,
mhm.
so it was a crazy adventure.
I can well imagine. And
Hmm.
then obviously Dota huge in the Philippines. Don't need to tell you that. Was that
Yeah.
something that you kind of grew up playing and then carried over when you came to NA, or
I, wa-
when did you start?
I was actually playing a different game. I was playing this first person shooting game. It's
Okay,
not Counter Strike. It's just a low quality, low graphics first person shooting game.
those are the
And
best.
I was playing competitive on it.
Oh wow.
But it was just like um how do you say, like, it's just in between my city. It's not national, it's just in my city.
Oh
It was
okay,
really big.
gotcha.
So I was just like I was owning my whole city. I was just like visiting different land cafes.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, I was playing different.
So you
I
grew
was not
up
playing Dota.
with a little bit of competitive experience of like being the best in your area, or at least like one of the best in your areas, and you kind of had that experience going to these LAN cafes and stuff. Um,
Uh, mhm.
did that sort of like? I mean, I'm curious. Did that kind of inform the way that you feel about playing competitive Dota? Like, did it instill this competition in you early?
I think majority, maybe, I'm not sure, but I think majority of the players,
Mhm.
they probably have a competitive drive since they were born or something.
Right.
Because when I was younger, like in school, like I really hate to not be top one or top two, whatever.
Hmm.
Like not be top 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, I try hard. I study hard, whatever. When I'm in school, like I don't want to be the bottom. I always want to see my name in the top 10.
Hmm.
And I think yeah, it starts from that. I think every competitive esport player are competitive from the get go,
Yeah.
not like they develop by just playing games. Maybe,
Right.
I'm not sure.
So it's more that you were already competitive, and this was the outlet
Yeah.
that you had, was this shooting game. And so then, what was it that sort of got you into Dota then? Because I would have thought normally it would have been just like living in the Philippines and it being so popular there, but it sounds like it was something else that kind of got your attention on Dota.
Oh, I mean, I played like Dota one. Like my two older brother plays Dota one, so I just watch them and I play it sometimes.
Right.
But like when Dota 2 came out, like all of the LAN cafes in Philippines are like have trash computers or like bad graphics or whatever. There's
Oh.
like low specs, right?
Yeah.
And like they won't install Dota 2, obviously,
Hmm.
because it's just too much for the computer. So yeah, it was like inaccessible for
Hmm.
me when I was young. So like I didn't start Dota 2 immediately. I started like TF5. Yeah, I started TF5 playing Dota 2. It was
Hmm.
really late.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, and looking back at your history of when you'd started to get on some of these teams, I mean, I was looking through it beforehand. In 2015, you joined Team Leviathan. Interestingly
Hmm.
enough, when I was looking through this in that year, it says you had 5 different teams: Leviathan, Imagine, Leviathan again, Mischief, and then Freedom. Um, did
Hmm.
I imagine that some of those were also like carrying over like a roster getting picked up by somebody or changing your names or whatever it was.
Hmm.
But what was that sort of change up like where you moved from? Did it feel like you were sort of playing pro Dota at that point, or did it feel like it was more just like pub stacks that were playing together to try and go through these qualifiers? What was it at that point like where anything felt different when you were started to play in these qualifiers?
Certainly not. I think that was the first year.
Mm,
So I was still a, innocent, naive kind of person, and I just moved here. So like, I was really completely clueless. I was just playing, honestly.
yeah.
I was just playing, and people were just like reaching out to me, like, "Hey, you wanna play or whatever."
I remember seeing a Moon tweet that had your old screen name on it that I very much appreciate that you changed. But he was saying that he felt like you were actually a really talented mid player to watch out for, Moon Meander, back then. You were there a lot of different people that were sort of reaching out and suggesting that you try and take this more seriously?
Uh, I mean, I was just playing with my friends that time with the Leviathan.
Mm-hmm.
They were like my friends. I mean, I didn't know how serious it was, honestly,
Yeah.
until like we got picked up by an org, the Team Imagine. I basically had the two teams that time. I had the Leviathan, who got picked up by Team Imagine,
Mm-hmm.
and I had the Mischief, who got picked up by Freedom.
Okay. Interesting. And in those experiences, when the orgs did pick you up, what was that like? Did it feel weird?
Uh, I mean, I grew up poor, so
Right.
like, and having an org, you're getting paid, you have salary monthly.
Hmm.
It was like, oh, it's a dream come true. Like, we're playing just to get paid. It's just like everyone's dream. You know how it works.
I mean, I haven't been a pro player before, so no.
People are like, oh, you should be, grateful. You should be, you're lucky. You're playing and you're getting paid at the same time.
Yeah. Did it feel
Those
like
kind
that?
of,
Did you feel lucky?
yeah, I kind of feel lucky.
Yeah.
I think every pro player that gets paid, they kind of feel lucky that, you know,
Maybe
like,
grateful is a better word than lucky.
hmm okay, grateful. My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, they're kind of grateful because of how they're standing right now. Whatever, they're getting paid to play.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just luck that gets you to be able
Mm,
to play on a competitive team. You obviously had a ton of skill and you put in a ton of work for it. After that Team Freedom roster going into 2016, ended up playing with Evernova as well as Do Up, which was a very different squad, if I'm not mistaken. Things kind of changed a little bit at that point.
mm.
What was that kind of like? Because it felt like those were teams that were maybe where they weren't getting sponsored as much again.
The Evernote was actually sponsored.
Okay, got it.
Uh, they contacted me after I got booted from Team Freedom,
Right.
and I flew to Seattle.
Wow.
Played with my ex teammate Sean from Demon Slayer,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was like bunch of 5 Asian guys. I was the only Filipino, and there were like 4 Chinese.
Hmm.
And yeah, we are playing Seattle. We only played I think one TI qualifiers, and we just disbanded after because we didn't make it.
Hmm.
And then after that, played pubs. Dulop was created. It was created by Mason.
Hmm.
I remember. He contacted me, he wanted to play with me, and then just team just imploded. Whatever after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Typical NA things.
Yeah.
And it was just like there was like a lot of people that played in duo. Basically,
Hmm.
people left, people join in, people left, people join in,
Well, and
come and go.
from somebody like you, again, you're talking about sort of your desire to have those relationships and to have friendships and stuff. What's it like, sort of trying to exist in a space where teams are like breaking up constantly, and there's like, I mean, there's less drama nowadays, but back then there was a lot of drama, right? At least a decent amount.
I don't remember any drama. I don't remember being involved with it, but yeah, I mean, it kind of breaks my heart sometimes. You've been
Yeah.
playing for so long, and then just one guy just leaves.
Well, right. You weren't involved in drama, but like it surrounds the whole scene a little bit at times, or
Uh
it
huh.
did back then.
Yeah, kinda.
I don't know. That's at least from the outside perspective what it felt like. 2017 though, moving back in, you go to SGG. There's freedom again, and this was, I feel like, particularly when VGJ Storm got the change up and you got added onto there, it felt like there was a pretty big change up in terms of the payments. You were able to make some really good runs at some of these tournaments and stuff. Um, how did that sort of year feel like to you? Because you're at this point like 2 years into actually playing, professional Dota. What was that? What was that time like?
I mean, like, I'm not rich or anything,
Right.
and I didn't pay attention to
Hmm.
my prices or whatever. I think that point, I was just really just literally playing. Like I didn't have any interest in my finance or whatever.
No.
Yeah. Played with SGG. We got picked up by Freedom. I think at that point we were owning. We had Yawar, me, Snake King, CCNC, and Sand King,
Right. That's a
and
good team.
we had the Freedom run.
Hmm.
It was the best. It was one of the best moments I've ever had in my life. I think.
What was it? Tell me about it.
So I was just basically we were boot camping in Boston for TI qualifiers,
Hmm.
and we had like it was a whole month, and we had like a shitty 3 weeks of scrims. We were like losing, we were like arguing, we were like this close of disbanding, to be
Right.
honest, at that point. And you know what happened? Like It was a miracle. Uh, we were just like bonding the whole time. We were just watching movies every night,
Hmm.
playing board games. We were not even. We were just like screaming one block per day. But we were just like just we were just having good time as friends, going outside to eat as together as five.
Hmm.
And it just like it's just turning around at the last week. We were just playing well. We were beating everyone to the point that we were like one game away twice in a row
Yeah.
from qualifying to TI that TI qualifiers.
Right. So just to recollect for everybody, this was the qualifiers where I think that the first place out of the group stage, they go directly
Gets
to TI.
mm-hmm.
And that was Team NP that was able to beat you out. And again, right at the end, you both were
It
tied up 8-1.
uh-huh.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
had to play one best of one qualifier. And of course, that one you ended up losing to them. How I mean, again, you know, you talk about this like this growth of a team and how good things felt. Was that one kind of like a gut punch? I mean, you obviously were able to sort of pull it back somewhat, but that must have hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it sucks, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're just literally one game away. We actually beat NP
Hmm.
in the group stage, but we tied our score, so we had to play tiebreakers best of one against them, and we
Right.
lost to them. Yeah, I mean it kind of sucks, but there was still another chance after that.
Right. And you know, going into that, the playoffs. Again, these are regional qualifiers for TI. Um, you play, you beat Complexity. Then you go up against Digital Chaos in the next round, upper bracket finals. You take them down 2-1, and then it comes to the grand finals, and it felt I don't know. I remember that situation so clearly. There were so many people that were at the BTS hub and watching it, and were like, "Oh my god, they're gonna make it!" And then it felt like it was just completely changed.
Yeah, I think it was just after the game one that we lost against them in the grand finals, and then
Yeah,
everyone just get tilted after that.
yeah.
I think the game one was really close. We just made like maybe a few mistakes,
Hmm.
and then we just lost the game. And then after that game, everything just fell apart.
Right. It's crazy the way that like it's so clear in your memory. I'm sure like all of the stuff that went
I
on back
hate
then.
refreshing. I hate refreshing it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Flea. It's my bad. It sucks, but I think that you know, it's a testament to how much all you know you care about the game and how important this stuff is to people, right? Like that's I think that it's part of what makes Dota really great is that it's such an emotional game. Um,
It is.
uh, so that one sucked. Really tough time. But you'd said that you'd sort of felt like you were on like that good relationship with your teammates and you were building it up. Do you still feel like you have a pretty good relationship with all those dudes?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're all so good friends. I mean, I don't think there's been drama. At least all my teams that I play with,
Hmm.
or at least the people that I'm friends with. I don't think there's drama, and even if there's drama, there's probably like small drama.
You don't seem like
Yeah, I
the
think
type
I,
of
I have
person
good
that
relationship with them.
I don't think you're not the type of person that seems like you create drama. I'm gonna be
No,
honest.
I'm usually the clown in the team. I,
Oh
I you know I like to have self-deprecation jokes or whatever.
yeah.
I just like to make fun of myself so people can laugh about it.
Um, well, I was gonna look this up real quickly because speaking of you know not necessarily the clown, but some of the stuff. The reason I was bringing up VGJ Storm before was because I was trying to message Jack, and I was like, because I'm looking for interviews with you or like content with you, and I feel like I can never find stuff where you're talking to a ton of different people. So I was asking Jack, I was like, all right, so what can I ask him about? And he was telling me that apparently you would always love to yell really, really loudly when you're playing in the middle of a game and sort of hype up the team. Do you feel like you sort of have that like emotional core of trying to like bring everybody up when things look bad in a game?
Yeah, I mean, I usually just try to up the morale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're losing, or it doesn't matter if you're losing or winning. I just just try to hype it up. Just everyone to have a good feeling. PMA whatever.
Yeah. Um, the other thing he mentioned was that you would tend to keep the rest of the teammates up really late at night because you were talking to your girlfriend or something online. I don't, you look confused. Is that not true? Is that not what was going on? Is Jack lying?
I don't remember that. I'll be honest. I remember that keeping my teammates up, talking to my girlfriend.
You do remember that, or you don't?
I don't remember.
Okay, never mind then. You need to talk to Jack. He's spreading lies about you then.
Just
Um,
spreading bad rumors.
exactly.
I'm kidding.
And then the other one was he said that you love to drink Soylent, that he would order cases of it, and you would pound down like 5 or 6 of them in a day.
No, the VGJ provided soda, so I was like, yeah, let's just drink it. Everyone was drinking it, might as well just drink it, right?
Yeah.
I'll just join the club. Hey, I'll drink it.
I don't know why I found that so funny, but I remember that like popping off that year that everybody was getting Soylent.
Drink it silent. Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd it go? It's all gone now.
They're gone. I don't know. They probably have bad takes inside of it. Hopefully, we're not dead yet.
I know, right? It's soon to be. That's a problem.
Oh no.
It's weird how that happens, right? It's like something becomes popular and then suddenly it's gone. Like I don't think
hmm
I've seen Soylent anywhere.
No, I've never heard of silent till like VGJ.
Right. Well, anyways, that was a little divergent thing that I wanted to talk about there. But after 2017, it looks like you sort of made a switch. And there was the move on down to South America. And the first instance of this was with SG Esports. There's one that's sort of come up recently in the Dota news that people have been talking a lot about PainX. But SG Esports is actually the first time that you went on down there. And 2018, again, you came one game away from qualifying for TI. Dude, I'm sorry to keep bringing it up, but
My heart.
it's 2 years in a row.
I know. Imagine how it feels to me. Just imagine
I
being in my shoes.
I can't, dude. It's really tough.
Qualifying will change your life. Can you imagine?
Yeah. What would that mean to you to be able to make it to TI?
I mean, every Dota player that goes competitive, they just want to go to TI. That's only their goal.
Right.
Like, there's no else, nothing else. Maybe winning a major, but I think TI is. I mean, everyone knows that TI is like the best tournament of the whole year.
Right.
And it's only the only tournament that actually matters.
Right. I mean, other ones are nice, and you get to go to like fancy places and see cool things and
hmm
get to eat good food. But yeah, I can imagine. You did make this move on down there with SG though. Yeah, you're playing with 40R, Costabile, Luposa, and Stan King.
hmm
What was that experience like? Because I didn't realize this. I thought that you only went down for the PainX run, but you also had to go down to play in SG. So where did you live? What was the experience like leaving the country again?
so it started from. It was actually just like a calling, because like I told Stan that this team, this SG sport, have like bad support players. And after like a week after, like they contacted Stan, like they called Stan or something.
Hmm.
They messaged Stan. It was like, hey, you guys want to play with us or something? And Stan was like, yeah, we should play with them. And we flew down to Brazil. It was Belo Horizonte, the
Hmm.
state. And yeah, everything was great there. The food was great. The people are great. The place is nice. The weather is nice.
Hmm.
Everything is so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed there. It was literally the best place.
Did you like was it weird at all? Because I'm assuming your family still lived in North America at that time.
Uh huh.
How did they feel about sort of you going down there and moving? Did you have much of a kind of connection with it, or were they supportive?
Um, since I played in Leviathan, I started traveling from Leviathan, and I
Right.
think they're used to it at that point.
Right.
It's like been 2 years, I think, after I started playing Dota. So it's like, oh yeah, it's just traveling. Like my mom is used to it.
Hmm.
My family's just used to it at this point. Like there's like, oh, he's traveling again. See ya later.
But it is kind of different to travel to a place versus to live in a place, right? It's a pretty big commitment, I guess. Or I mean, how long were you
Yeah.
down there?
I think 2 months,
Okay.
and then yeah, I think I lived in VJ for the longest.
Okay.
There was at least 6 months.
Jeez. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was.
It's such an interesting sort of change up there. So you enjoyed moving on down there to Brazil. Was it weird at all trying to deal with the language issues at all, speaking Portuguese?
I mean, I didn't speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
I had Casablanca, and 40 hours being Portuguese for us.
Yeah.
We were just eating at the same place or whatever, wherever we want to go. So they're just ordering for us.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That's cool. Um and as far as like actually playing in a different region, uh like I think that there's a way that if you play against the same region, North America in particular, for a couple of years, you get to know the players, you get to know the teams, to what to watch out for and all that stuff. And there is crossover obviously because South America plays against North America a lot in pubs and other things like that. But did it feel different when you went down there and played, and like did you kind of have to like relearn people's habits or things like that? Did it feel uncomfortable at all playing against like a new competition in official matches?
It was basically the same.
Yeah.
It's the same players that I get to play in US East pubs. There was like nothing, shocking or surprising.
Okay. And their approach to the game was pretty much the same as well. Like the teams didn't really have a new way of playing.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much the same. I think it was still like the Brazil players are owning that point
Really.
before the Beast Coast came up.
Right.
It was still Brazil was owning that point, and
Okay.
like people in SA was like still learning stuff, and it was ahead of time
Hmm.
before, but now the current timeline, or brother, my
It's
current
okay.
timeline and SA is actually just catching up like real fast.
Okay. Say hi to your brother for me. Um,
Yeah, there.
well, you can tell him later.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the change up after that, obviously devastating loss. Not being able to make it to TI 2 years in a row, really frustrating. But then the PainX situation happened, where this was one where it felt to me like, obviously there's been a lot of talk about like imports and things like that in Dota 2, but you guys made the move on down there. It was multiple players. I think there was three of you, if I'm not mistaken. It was you,
Mhm.
Stan, and Quinn. Was that what it
No, no,
was?
no.
Oh, not Stan.
Me, Queen, and Ritsu.
Ritsu. Sorry. And playing with 40R and Laposa again. Uh, but the thing that was interesting about this was that they made a new team for you. They didn't incorporate you into the Pain Gaming team that was already there. So it was Pain Gaming, and there was PainX. Uh, and I guess I kind of am curious, like, what was that situation like of going down there, playing in the qualifiers, and then being told that it wasn't going to happen anymore afterwards?
Oh, are you talking about the disqualification?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so like we went there, so basically the PainX or the Pain was interested with us, and I think they were supposed to drop the current PainX that time,
Mm-hmm.
but last minute they back off, I guess, or whatever. They didn't do it, so it's like okay, we have two set of teams now. So it's like all right, we're just you guys do a team X or team B, whatever, and we qualified for Kuala Lumpur. We got top 12. And then we went back to Brazil to play the Chongqing Major,
Mm-hmm.
and then we qualified again. And then after like less than 12 hours of our qualification, we got disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the news while we were in airport. So
Really?
it was really agonizing,
Yeah.
like in a 8 hours, 10 hours flight. Like, we were just thinking about what's gonna happen next. Like, well, all our efforts, we paid for our flights, we paid for our Airbnb or whatever,
Because
or
you're
the
gonna go
place
and
that
do
we
a
were
boot camp
renting.
type thing there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We stayed there for like a whole month to do a boot camp. We really prepared for it. That's why we qualified. Uh, we were. top seed. We were first seed actually.
Hmm.
Like we won the first slot, and then the next Spain won the second slot, the one with the mystery. And yeah, after that we went to the airport. We went back to. I think it was December. It
Hmm.
was close to holiday, so we went back to just celebrate holidays or take a vacation. We received the news from the airport, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It was all sad.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's a pretty, it's a wild thing to have like Valve make a blog post about you, kind of, in a way. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
We were celebrities that time.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh, PainX, PainX."
Yeah. What do you mean you were celebrities? Like,
Everyone was just talking about us.
yeah.
Yeah,
Did that
all
feel weird?
regions. I mean, I don't think it feel weird. It's more like more sad.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously it's sad, but I mean, like, to have everybody kind of talking about you, did it feel like people were sort of supporting you, or did it feel like people were like saying, "Yeah, this is good that they got eliminated. They shouldn't be doing this." Like, what did it feel like?
I don't remember like reading the comments, or I think people were like supportive of us. Like, why would they get disqualified after this they qualify, right? Why
Hmm.
can't you just say it before they actually play the qualifiers? Because if they actually notified us that we can't play or we're gonna get DQ or something, we would play in NA,
Right.
and it's like it would just feel better,
Hmm. Yeah.
but we can't.
It was it's a really interesting time there too, because that kind of, it changed the game, I think, a little bit in terms of how
They set the precedent. Yeah.
yeah. Um, definitely, they definitely set the precedent. And then afterwards, you change things up again. And you make the move. You're playing with flying penguins. Can you tell me a little bit about sort of like what that sort of was like? Because it was there was a little bit of a break there too, wasn't there, where you took some time off?
Yeah, I mean, it was just the plan thing was just consists of the old PainX.
Right.
So like honestly, I think we could have been a good team. The PainX, like we were playing well. We were doing great in streams. There was a time that Boba or EJ was complimenting us because we're actually good in scrims,
Hmm.
and it was just sad because we fell apart after the disqualification. Like everyone got sad. We were playing bad after. Everyone lost motivations. Like, what's there to play? We didn't qualify major. We lost
Was
the qualifier. We lost a ton of money as well.
right.
I mean, I just wish, like Valve compensated us.
Yeah.
Please give us the last place prize money, or compensated us for the all the monies that we paid. You
Hmm.
know, in Brazil, because we paid from our own pocket,
Yeah.
because we
Huh.
didn't have a sponsor anymore.
Oh, right, because the interesting. Yeah. That, I mean,
It
it
was
creates a
just
whole nother problem.
it's just like a lot of factors, right? You lost the qualifiers, and you lost a lot of money.
Hmm.
And yeah, my team fell apart. It was just so sad.
So did
And
you feel like there was any justification to what they were sort of saying about it though? Like, do you feel like you understood where they were coming from, or do you kind of disagree with the premise that it's not right for you guys to be down there? I'm kind of curious.
um, I don't know. It felt unfair because I'm the one who got
Right.
the hammer. But I don't know. I just feel like it was half-ass. After a few weeks, a few months, everyone was just flying into different regions, and Valve didn't care.
Hmm.
It was just us who got hit.
Did
And I mean, I don't want to call names, but yeah, it was just really. I just feel like it was unfair because like they were not, they didn't take a stand for it after we got DQ'd or whatever. Like they didn't put in a rule book or something. They were not strict about it after we get disqualified.
hmm. Well, and I guess that's something that's sort of interesting about it, is like it feels like there's this number of people where it's allowed to exist where it's not. It feels like they've made some changes too, right? In terms of their beliefs about it, because obviously the big thing that went on there was it was two Brazilian players, three players from North America that came in. Now you look at a situation like EG where it's, two North American players, then you've got two players from Southeast Asia and one player from Europe. But and that's a sort of an interesting situation in itself, right? Because it's like if EG shouldn't play in North America, then where should they play? Should they play in Southeast Asia? Was there any question of like you guys taking the same team that you had and playing in North America and trying to qualify through there at all?
Um, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, at that point, we were just like,
you felt really defeated.
yeah, it's just like, yeah. We just had no energy or anything. We can't even contest because like, they just literally just give us a hammer.
Right.
Like I wish they would just give us an email like, "Hey, do you have any reasoning? Like, why are you guys doing this? If not, we're gonna disqualify you." Like
Hmm.
they didn't even give us, a fair fight. It was just like, "You're done. That's it."
Hmm. Well, and that year it was Kuala Lumpur, it was Chongqing, and then what was there was another one that happened that year as well. I'm blanking off all of the majors and minor blend together.
Yeah, there
Uh,
was a lot of.
but well actually that's the thing is that year that it felt like there weren't quite as many that were going on, and so there was sort of like these big pushes, whereas that first year of the DPC it was like 22 events throughout the course of the year, and this one it was like more refined down to a fewer number of them. It's interesting. I think that the biggest thing to me that I felt like with your team was I was wondering like if you would have wanted to try and make a go of it back in North America, because again, like three North American players, but obviously part of the thing too is like having those players from Brazil being willing to leave their countries as well, which makes it tough. Um, Interesting. Do you feel like that was sort of a big defining moment for your career? Do you feel like that was like how does that rate compared to like the TI almost getting theirs?
I mean, it's a big part. I just feel like we could do a lot of things with that iteration of team.
Mm,
Like I could see us qualifying for TI through points, just playing major and over again, qualifying for major.
mm, yeah,
Like I remember Team Liquid or Alliance qualified for major with like so little points, and I
yeah.
feel like we we could have been like them,
Okay,
you know, just
interesting.
qualifying through the points, just qualifying major over and over again, getting top 12, top 8, top 6.
Right.
I mean, you could get better, right, throughout the months.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, if you look at where all of you guys are now, there's obviously some pretty talented peeps there, that have
Hmm.
kept up with it. Interesting. So moving on from that one, you've had three heartbreaking years at this point. It's kind of been tough for you, but you move on and you keep on playing Dota. What was sort of, I mean, next one, taking a look at Flying Penguins and then Demon Slayers afterwards. What was that change up like for you? Did it feel like it was a new start, or did it feel like it was like, all right, we're back to playing pub stacks or whatever? What did it feel like?
I think throughout the years, I was just get desensitized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I was just like, all right, back to playing new people again, I guess. And yeah, I envy those people who stick together
Yeah.
no matter what, up and down, no matter how the wheel turn and stick together. Like for Zoomers, like Liquid right now,
Hmm.
I envy those people that stay for more than a year.
What do you think it is that allows them to do that?
Um, I think for Liquid it's just friendship.
Right.
I'm not sure about the Zoomers, but I think Gunner and Sign were really close.
Hmm.
That's why I think having a friendship is, you know, really a good trait or a value for your team. I mean, OG were a bunch of best friends, I guess.
Right.
So maybe they could be a good role model.
Well, and the thing that's interesting about it is that in North America, the style that it feels like was successful for really long was trying to take emotion out of the game, to try and like sort of become robots playing Dota. I think back to like 2015, and PPD and Fear, and them talking about the way they like the names of their teams are like business associates. It's like it's a very different mentality to Dota in a way. It feels like.
Yeah, I think that's why we're not winning any majors and TIs, right? We
Well, we
only
did
have one
one.
T, we only have one TI out
Yeah.
of what 10 TIs. So
Oh, that's
maybe
ten
that's a
percent.
sign that we need to change it up. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think that some of the best teams that we've got right now, or some of the times when our teams have been the best, is when people have been able to stick together. I think this Quincy
hmm
crew team is very strong right now, and they've been sticking together for a while.
hmm
Um, so I guess that it's interesting to me that you sort of had that switch up. You did end up going back down and playing some more Team Brazil as one of your rosters that you were playing for. What was that decision like to head on back down to South America? Did you actually go back down there for that one or not?
No, there's COVID. I can't go there.
Okay, so that's a good point. I completely forgot about that. Um, yeah, I guess nothing really got done there. I,
hmm
what was the was it just like I've played with these dudes before? I want to go back with them a little bit, play some more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good friend with Possibility.
Mm-hmm.
We played in SG. We played in Demon Slayer. We get the DreamHawk run or Dream League, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 4DR, and then King RD or Tavo. They switch offliners all the time. But yeah, I played with them in the past.
Yeah, and felt like you wanted to do it again. And then the
Mm.
the iteration of Black and Yellow you talked about, again wanting to follow Raya and stuff. Uh, I guess I'm curious. Uh, where do you feel like you sort of fit within this sort of Dota ecosystem? How do you feel like things are changing? I guess that's maybe a better way to phrase this. Do you think things are changing for like sort of the tier 2 scenes with the addition of the DPC and the way that it's running? Like, do you think things are getting better?
It's certainly just getting better. Because before, if you don't win tournament, if you don't qualify, you literally have zero. You won't earn a single dollar
Right.
unless you're sponsored. And obviously now there's only one team that is sponsored, NA. Like it just shows that we're struggling as a whole region.
Mm-hmm.
And now it helps a little bit the whole region, and hopefully they improve it sooner or something. They make it better, add more prize money because they're swimming in money in dollars from uh battle pass.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it helps the new players or whatever, the up and coming.
Do you feel a difference between like a pretty big difference between the way that you view Dota and the way that you've seen some of these up and coming players view Dota? Um, like as far as their mentality to the game is concerned?
Um, like the current timeline, I think everyone is actually catching up.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be bad if people are still struggling to contest the number one, number two teams. But look at now, like we have like Quincy beating up EG all the
Mm-hmm.
time. Quincy being unstoppable. It was like everyone's just catching up now. Undying beating Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good for the region that everyone's catching up. SA is stepping up. Beast Coast is owning.
Right.
So yeah, it's really good for the region.
Interesting. And I guess the thing that's been weird about it is that because there's COVID going on, it feels like North America, South America are both getting better, but there hasn't been that opportunity to prove it really.
hmm
Where you haven't really had an opportunity to have these teams face off against, whether it's Southeast Asia or whether it's Europe or China or whoever it is. Everybody's doing their own thing. And now we're going to have to wait and see like what actually happens at the major. Um, I guess what are your expectations? Where do you think? Because you've got a better eye for these things than most people. Um,
hmm
have you been watching some of the other regions? How do you feel like that we sort of stack up to them?
I think China will 100% own unless
Really?
they choke. Yeah, I mean the IG is just strong, Aster is strong, and then you have this wild card, VGN, LGD. Like, oh god, like how do you beat those guys? And then Team Secret is just Team Secret. And, either they win or they get second place in major. And that's how Secret rolls up.
Right.
And then not sure about Nigma. I'm not sure how are you gonna do. Alliance maybe can be top 6, top 8.
Really?
Yeah. Um, if they actually like keep improving, because like I think Nico Baby
Mhm.
and Limp are actually solid core.
Okay.
And S4 just adds up the experience. The C teams, Fnatic is really consistent,
Mhm.
but I don't see them getting far. Maybe top 12, 8
What about
at
Quincy and
max.
EG? Where do you think they're gonna end up?
Quincy EG, I think Quincy can pull up the raid, and then EG is just a question mark for me. Maybe they can be a top 4 team
Hmm.
or a top 3 team, or maybe they'll just choke out and be top 8.
Yeah. Okay.
I have high expectation for Quincy rather than the EG.
Same.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm biased because I'm friends with Quincy
Mhm.
guys. Yawar, Quinn, that's all my former teammates and
Yeah.
MSS.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel you though. I kind of feel the same way about
Oh,
Quincy Crew.
I forgot about CIS. VP is just
VP's good.
monster. Like they're just a monster.
I
Like
think
they're just on another level.
I think Navi is very good as well. I've liked that team, but it feels like they've been around for so long, and sort of
Hmm.
sticking together and looking good, but they
Oh,
always come up a
yeah.
little short.
That's a good example of friendship is the VP.
Yeah.
Like it's the same core, minus GPK.
Right.
Like all the 4 players except for GPK are like been playing together for like years now.
Hmm.
They started from VPP, I guess.
Yeah.
The B team or the BB team, whatever.
And then
And
VP exploded.
yeah, VP exploded, and I guess they're the main team now.
Hmm.
And I mean, if you're watching them, they're just like solid. They're like their cores are just like literally like 10-10.
Hmm. Yeah. I like them a lot. I think that they're. I haven't gotten as much chance
I
to watch them.
I think the Varus would be top 4. It would be
Wow.
it would be embarrassing if they're not top 4,
Damn.
based on their skills,
You're really hyped
individual
up on
skill.
them.
Well, I mean, Save is a god. He's a really good 4. He plays literally every hero. I watch him because I play 4, and I just watch him.
But
I just
isn't there
watch
that
replays.
like experience factor too, where you have to worry about like what happens when a team gets to a major and like are they actually able to perform?
I
Or
mean, I think VP is just hungry. That's
okay,
why they're owning. They're just they're just like new guys, right? They haven't won anything. Like
yeah,
literally haven't won anything, and this should be the test for them.
okay,
I don't think the experience would matter with this current lineup of VP. It's just like if they're gonna choke on stage or not,
okay. That's
because
the
playing in
predictor.
stage is different than playing in
But
a
then
boot
again,
camp.
no crowd. You know,
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
this is their time.
Maybe this is their time. But yeah,
All
eh.
right, interesting.
Secret VP, maybe IG.
Mhm.
Those are like top 4 materials.
Okay. Well, you've heard it here first, everybody. Flea, I think that that's all I've got for you at the moment. It's been a nice little trip down memory lane. Some of it's been painful. I'm sorry to dredge up all those memories, my
I think
man.
I think my life is more painful. My experience, my history is more painful than happiness. Honestly,
Oh
it's
no,
sad.
no, God.
I'm
Well,
I'm a joyful person, but my experience are all sad.
well, maybe people can come and cheer you up at your stream at your they'll cheer for you also in the NADPC. Do you want to give a
Uh
quick
huh.
shout out to your stream? Where can people find you and all that good stuff?
You guys can find me in Francis Lee, Twitch.tv in France. I haven't streamed because I need to upgrade my computer.
Okay,
But once I upgrade my computer, I'll probably go back to stream regularly. Uh, my Twitter is twitter.com/fleedota.
and besides
That's
that, you can find him on NADPC broadcasts next season. Are you excited? Are you feeling good about the team?
yeah. I mean, it's still far away, but yeah. I mean, I'm excited to play that season too. I'm excited to play with the 2 base guys. They're all good. They're cool people.
Okay. take revenge on Black and Yellow for all the drama they caused and all that stuff. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
hype
I'm
it
gonna
up right
beat
now.
him up. I'm gonna beat him up real good. Oh, you know.
I like that. All right, sounds good, man. Well, a pleasure to
Mhm.
have you on. Hopefully, we'll have you on again to talk some more NADPC stuff and everything else. But
It.
much love.
Mhm. It's
Um,
a pleasure to talk to you. I
yeah,
love you.
I love you too. Oh, look at that. I'll do the little hearts. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.